My mom has recently been trying to master baking a traditional French vanilla cannelé, and here's her progress. She starts by using the TOKIT 2 days ahead before we plan to eat them. The built-in weighing features mean there's a lot less dishes. She starts by pouring in around 450 grams of milk. Then there's 50 grams of salted butter. My mum prepares 1 vanilla pod and scrapes the seeds before putting it in. She makes sure to secure the lid on properly so it doesn't splash everywhere. Then she leaves the TOKIT to mix for a minute at 80 degrees Celsius with the blade speed of 1. Now that it's done, you can see it has a more yellow color. To enhance the flavor, in goes 50 grams of dark rum. Our rum of choice was the original dark Buckeye rum. Then she begins the dry ingredients by spooning in 200 grams of caster sugar. This is followed by 100 grams of plain flour. This recipe requires 2 whole eggs and 2 extra egg yolks. I use the leftover whites to prepare a fluffy omelette in my own time. Then she lets it mix at 20 seconds with a blade speed of 4, this time with no heating. Here you can get a glance at how fast it's mixing. Now that it's done, my mum would carefully pour it into a bowl and leave it to sit in the fridge over 2 days. Meanwhile, we can prepare the TOKIT for an easy clean using the pre-wash function. Just pour in some water and dish soap and run it on general cleaning for a minute 30. Don't open it mid-clean and let soapy water splash everywhere. Now that it's done, all the excess is removed from its side and it's easy to wash up. We purchased a Canelé mold from the mix shop. I chose the rose gold color and you can see that the metal is sturdy. Before we begin baking, evenly brush each of the Canelé molds with melted butter. This will caramelize in the oven and allow for a crunchy outside. That's why it's important to ensure that you brush each one evenly. Now that it's done, we'll let it sit in the fridge until the butter hardens. My mum brushed it with another coat so the outside can properly caramelize. She put it back into the fridge one final time before it was ready. After the 2 days, she removed the mixture from the fridge, extracted the vanilla pod, and discarded it. Then the mixture goes back into the TOKIT. She used a spatula to ensure there was no wastage. The batter received one final mix for 10 seconds at a blade speed of 4. Then it was finally time to bake. My mum distributed the batter evenly between each mold, leaving around 1 centimeter from the top to rise. Whilst doing this, she made sure to preheat the oven at 230 degrees Celsius. Then it goes into the oven at 230 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. After those 10 minutes, reduce the temperature to 170 degrees Celsius and bake for a further 45 minutes until the cannelé is golden brown. Using a wooden skewer, my mum carefully removed all the cannelé and left them on the cooling rack to sit for a few minutes. Here you can see each one has a nicely distributed golden brown color. The butter caramelized perfectly, giving each one a crunchy outside shell. It tore easily, revealing the creamy inside. Overall, the taste was a perfect balance. It wasn't too sweet and the crunchiness balanced the creaminess on the inside. They're well worth the preparation in advance, and the TOKIT makes things even easier. I'll have to ask my mom to start preparing them every day.